Hey, it's Chris, and today I'm going to show you how to use a SwiftUI GroupBox. You see them everywhere, and they kind of look like this gray box around these elements. And I know you could use a rounded gray rectangle to put it as a background, but why do that when you can use a GroupBox? All right, let's dive in and check it out. Before we begin, one quick note. We have a free Xcode project containing sample code for all of the SwiftUI components. Use it for your own projects or just to learn from. Get it at cwc.to/SwiftUI-kit. So I've got a new Xcode project here with simply a label on the screen. Now, if we wanted to use a group box to wrap around this text element, this is what you would do. Group box, open a curly bracket, you have the closing one, and then you simply put the label inside of it and you get a group box. And it's literally as simple as that. So why don't we make it a little more complicated, and I'll also show you a couple of options to make it a little more interesting. So let's change the text label to be a toggle. And instead of constant, instead of binding, let's put a constant. Okay, and then you can see how the group box is now pushed to the edge. Let's add some padding so you can actually see the whole thing. And let's add a second toggle. Now let's say you wanted to change the background color of your group box. You could do that by adding a modifier to it. Now don't add the background one. What you actually want is background style. And then let's say you wanted to change it to, I don't know, red. No one would really use red. But if you did black, you'd have to change the text color. And to change the text color, you would do foreground style, for example, right? I'm going to remove those because I just want to keep it gray. Now there is another option for the group box. If you open up the initializers, there is a label parameter. What is that? Well, let's take a look. So let's go back. Let's just add the label parameter ourselves. So in this label parameter, you can actually add an element. Let's say text settings, like that. Or better yet, you can use a label instead of a text component. You can use a label component. So a label component lets you add a piece of text with a SF icon, which is handy. So we can do settings, and then for the system image, if you know the icon name that you would like to use, such as gear. Oh, sorry. Yes, gear. Then you would get that. So that's how simple it is to use GroupBox. It's great for grouping groups of information. So in particular, if you look at the health app on your iPhone, it uses a lot of group boxes for things like your weight, your exercise log, your heart rate log, and things like that. It groups all of those different categories of information using group boxes. Now you know how to use them as well. If you want to download the sample code for this, we've got it all in a single handy Xcode project. In fact, it contains sample code for all of the SwiftUI components so that you can learn from it or copy and paste the code into your own project. Just visit cwc.to/SwiftUI-kit. It's a free download. I'll leave it in the description below the video too.